Hi, my name is Randy Wilson, and I am the Longevity Seeker, and I'm here with my friend, Chef Lisa Williams.
Hi, everybody.
And Lisa, why don't you explain to everyone that's watching here, what kind of chefery do you do?
Well, Randy, first of all, I'm a vegan cooking instructor and chef and caterer, and I'm also a raw and living foods instructor, caterer, and chef.
Now, you've used some pretty strong terms there, vegan, raw. What's a vegan anyways? Why is that important to talk about when you're talking about what kind of chef you are?
Okay. Well, first of all, being a vegan and a vegan chef means that I don't use any animal products whatsoever in the food that I create. So there's no meat, there's no milk, there's no eggs, there's no cheese, there's nothing that comes from an animal in the food that I prepare.
Wait a minute. For most people, you just cut out all the things that make food food. So does vegan food still taste good without all of those typical ingredients that people are used to?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And also, if you care about the earth and the environment and the planet and your health, you definitely want to be eating more plant-based and vegan foods.
And if you care about animals.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
it's cruelty-free eating and compassionate eating is the way to go.
So now, and you also said raw. Now, what do you mean raw? I mean, like, you don't cook it? It's just, what do you mean by raw vegan?
Okay. Well, first of all, being a raw foodist or a raw food enthusiast or a living foods enthusiast means that the food is not cooked or heated over 105 degrees Fahrenheit. So typically a raw foodist diet is comprised of a lot of nuts and seeds and fresh fruits and vegetables.
And not cooked or anything like that.
That's right.
So, and I understand that when you don't cook it, you preserve the nutrient factor.
Absolutely.
Proteins, vitamins, minerals, and all of the natural things that our body likes to have.
And the
inside.
enzymes.
And the enzymes,
and
yeah.
In particular, the micronutrients are preserved for optimal nutritional integrity when you don't heat or process your foods.
Okay, so then we understand that you're a chef, we understand that you're a raw food, living food, vegan chef. So let's get to the reason why we're actually talking today, and that is digestive health.
That's right.
And Lisa, what are some of the issues that you see out there? You're a chef, so what are some of the issues that people are faced with when we're talking about digestive health as it relates to food?
Well, sure. First, let me preface why I'm so concerned with digestive health. In addition to being a chef, I'm also a certified therapeutic recreation specialist. So I've spent many years working in institutionalized healthcare. And one of the things that I've seen over and over and over again with all of my patients is constipation and digestive issues. Mm-hmm. And that is something that can be easily alleviated through your diet.
Now, and I can imagine that because of the diet, the standard American diet, we're probably not limited to just hospitals or care facilities. Many people, because of the kind of foods that they eat, a lot of meat, a lot of cooked, foods that are not rich in fibers, a lot of foods that are not rich in nutrients or enzymes that help the digestion. Do you think that a lot of people might be experiencing some of these digestive issues, maybe constipation?
Well, Randy, I know that they are. Mm-hmm. And statistics show that the number one and number two over-the-counter drugs sold in the United States are laxatives and antacids.
Well, okay, so what does a laxative do? A laxative does what? Helps you go poop better. Is that right?
A laxative helps you go poop. That's basically what it is.
Now, and what you're telling me is that, or shall I say, are you telling me that if we found a way to digest the right kind of foods, maybe more living foods, maybe more fruits and vegetables, that would in turn have the same kind of result that people spend money over the counter for drugs for laxatives?
Yes, absolutely. Getting more fiber in your life is definitely the way to go. More soluble and insoluble fiber is necessary, essential for good digestive health, and also making sure that you're well hydrated and that you get some movement and some exercise. All those things are needed to keep things flowing, as they will,
so to speak, right?
so to speak. Yeah.
Now, Lisa, I have read and studied on this digestive thing, and is it true that many of the diseases, from cancers to heart disease to diabetes, typically all originate from problems with digestion? In other words, rancid meat sits in the gut for a long time, or things aren't flowing. We're not getting the nutrients out of the food because we have problems with our digestive tract. Can you speak on that a little bit?
Sure. In the medical establishment, you are not considered constipated, officially constipated, until the 4th day.
Oh.
So that means you can go without a bowel movement for 3 days, and it's not until the 4th day that you are considered constipated.
Wow.
So just imagine that. All the food keeps backing up and backing up and backing up, fermenting in the gut, and just creating fermentation and
rancid
and
kind of
disease.
rancid
And
environment.
exactly,
Yeah.
when people don't have a clear or a clean intestinal system, it creates a very acidic environment in the body.
Toxic.
Acidic environment.
Right.
And almost all the people that are in nursing homes that are of extremely ill health have acidic bodies. And that creates an anaerobic environment. And so aerobic means, we're getting oxygen and things
Okay.
coming to our lungs.
Okay.
But when it's anaerobic, there's no oxygen. And when there's no oxygen, that is a perfect opportunity for disease and illness, infection to grow in the body.
Okay, and so when we have a lack of oxygen and disease is starting to fester, maybe our diet can be linked to this kind of bottleneck, if you will, in our body's own ability to heal itself. So are you saying that because of this situation with our digestion, the foods that we're eating, it limits our body's natural ability to heal ourselves, and then in turn might make things a lot worse?
Yes. Well, let me kind of try to put it in kind of simplistic terms. Our body does two things. It digests and it detoxifies.
Right.
So people that are eating a standard American diet of a lot of processed foods,
That's right.
or they're eating a lot of meat, what do you think their body's going to be spending a lot of time doing?
Trying to digest.
Trying to digest.
Yeah.
So let me break it down to you like this. When you eat fruits and vegetables, it only takes about 2 hours for it to digest in the stomach before it moves to the small intestine. Okay? So then when you eat grains, such as brown rice, whole wheat pasta, things like that, and oftentimes beans,
Right.
that takes about 3 to 4 hours to digest in the stomach before it moves into the small intestine. Meat, animal protein, and dairy takes twice that long. It takes a minimum of 8 hours just to digest in the stomach before it moves into the small intestine. Now I want to give you all a picture, a visualization of something. Okay, now our digestive system, a lot of people just think, oh, it's my stomach, or oh, it's just my, it's just my butt. Well, let's be realistic. The digestive system starts here and it ends, down there.
On the other end.
Down
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we've got over 7 meters of digestive system. That's a lot. That's a lot. You think about the length of your arm, think about 7 of those.
I
Think
just
about
had a
7 of
friend
those.
tell me that at a museum, the museum with the body
Oh yeah,
parts.
the Body World.
Yeah.
The Body World exhibit. Yeah.
They said that they took the intestine out and they stretched it. It's like it went across the wall and all these kind of things. We think, oh, I'm just going to eat and I'll go poop and it's just this simple process. But in actuality, there's a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of processes that have to happen for food to come from here and to come out the other end.
Well, absolutely, Randy. And so our digestion starts as soon as we put it in our mouth, okay? So the salivary amylase, it's in our saliva, that helps to break down carbohydrates.
Which
and
is
so,
why we should be hydrated and everything, so that can
exactly,
happen.
because we need our salivary glands to be moist. So the carbohydrates are going to be found in our fruits and our vegetables and our whole grains. So we're going to start digesting, and that's why chewing very well is extremely important. So you almost want to chew your food till it's like a liquid-like consistency.
Chew till a cream.
Chew.
Till a
So
cream,
take care
right?
of your teeth, everybody. That's super important. All right. Now, in order to digest the proteins that are in meat,
Right.
you need the peptides. The peptides don't occur up here. You have to wait till it gets to the stomach before the peptides can start digesting them. So you've already lost some digestive transit time when you're eating the heavy, animal proteins.
Right. So, Lisa, I know we could go on with this for all day long, I know, but I think we're starting to get the picture that what you eat has to do with the condition of your processes, right?
Sure.
So the process of what you said, we digest and we detoxify.
Correct.
So eating the right kind of foods helps that process happen, which in turn gives us a better level of health. Is that what we're saying?
That's right.
And so would you agree that people, guys, we don't need to just get more fiber because I think that doesn't really speak, a lot of people say, oh, I need more fiber, so they'll go get some Metamucil.
Stay away from laxatives and the Metamucil. And Randy, I just got to make this really important point.
Yes.
I've also worked with a lot of patients with psychiatric mental illness and a lot of persons with autism spectrum disorder and intellectual delay. And a lot of them are given, and also pain patients as well.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the drugs that they're given, the psychotropic and the pain management drugs, induce constipation. So they give them the laxatives and the stool softeners when they give them their daily meds. And they're usually giving them their meds about 3 times a day, and the laxatives are usually given twice a day with
Wow.
that. What happens is when you are constantly taking laxatives over the counter or in the medical system, what it does is it destroys and paralyzes the natural villi which occur in the large intestine, and those villi are needed for peristalsis, which is the natural movement that occurs in the bowel. So if you're constantly taking the laxatives or the stool softeners, it is going to paralyze the natural function peristalsis to get the waste out of the body. And what happens is people become dependent on the
Right.
laxatives and the
Right.
stool softeners when there's no need for that, because you can do that 99% of the time through enough fiber and enough liquid and enough movement in your diet.
So it's very important for people to understand that the body is not just a mental thing. The body is very much a physical working machine with many different parts, and those parts have to be oiled, if you will. They have to be taken care of, if you will, because when little processes break down, then that has an effect on some of the bigger processes, maybe mental health, physical health, and these kind of things, which then lead to chronic illness and possibly even premature natural death. Right?
Yes, Randy, and I also want to touch on another point too. I mentioned that the number 1 and number 2 over-the-counter drugs that are sold are laxatives and antacids. And for women, the number 1 prescription medication prescribed is antidepressants. Now, if somebody has not gone to the bathroom and is not having good bowel health, is not having good bowel health, that is going to create a lot of toxicity in the body.
That's right.
And studies have shown that it affects your mood, and it is going to make you feel groggy, irritable, and depressed if your gut isn't clean, because that toxicity is going to go all throughout the body and even to the brain and affect the way that you feel.
Well, it's basically 1 + 1 = 2. 2 + 2 = 4.
Right.
If your bowel is filled with rancid material, animal products in particular, and it creates an environment of toxicity, and when we say the environment, we're talking about our organs, which are filled with blood vessels, which our blood travels past, and osmosis takes material from one place and sends it to another place. If that toxicity is within our system, and toxins are traveling throughout our body, is it possible that those toxins can affect other areas, including our mental health?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
I mean, I know guys with something called gout. People have
Too much
sore.
uric acid
Yeah,
in the body.
they have these problems. Some people complain, "Oh, I have sore feet," or "I have a swollen leg," or something. That's linked to what's happening in your gut area and how the toxins are traveling around, specifically downwards because of gravity.
Absolutely.
So these processes that happen in our body should be taken very seriously.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's what we're talking about today, right? So, well, Lisa, thank you so much for being here, and it's a pleasure talking with you. I am a vegan.
Yay!
And so I kind of understand some of the things that you're talking about. I would certainly like to have more conversations about why you should have fiber in your system, and also where to get fiber. What are the best sources for fiber? We didn't talk about that really.
Right, I think that's part 2 of our video series.
Yeah. That's part 2. So please stay tuned. We're going to come back. Lisa and I are just getting warmed up here, and we're going to talk more about what you can do to put your body, put your mind in the best health possible. And please stay tuned for videos to come. So this is Randy Wilson, the Longevity Seeker.
And Lisa Books Williams, the vegan and raw food chef.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
This afternoon we are with Lisa Williams of ThriveHolistic.com. And hello, Lisa.
Hi, Ariel. Dr. Ariel.
Listen, we just ate a beautiful meal, and people will see part of that meal on this video. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you've come from. First of all, I have to tell people you're a gifted raw chef.
Oh, thank you very much.
And that's absolutely true. Tell us a little bit about how you arrived at Raw Foods and a little bit about your journey.
Sure. Well, I'm very excited to be in your presence. First of all, that's what I want to say. And in 2004, February of 2004, I went to a lecture called Reducing Your Risk of Cancer. And I didn't know what to expect. And one of the things that they said was the best way you can reduce your risk of cancer is to stop eating meat and to stop doing dairy. And it was that day where I said, if that's all it takes, that's so easy. And then I started learning more about the vegetarian lifestyle, and I parlayed that into my love of cooking, and I started teaching vegetarian and vegan cooking classes. And don't be scared, everyone, but this is a coconut knife.
That's amazing.
This is a coconut knife, and see, it has a nice little ergonomic handle, and then here, over here, it's kind of hollow, and then it's a sharp little point right here.
I love kitchen gadgets.
Oh
This is
my
so
gosh.
great.
So you'll be real excited, and I have to give credit to John Kohler, for showing me this. He's discountjuicers.com.
Okay,
So he
okay.
was the one that first introduced me to these. So here's what you do, and this
Okay.
is really easy. And they've been doing this in Asia for a long time. So
All right, so they're
you
experts
take
at
it, you stab your coconut, and you twist, 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 twist. Okay. Sometimes, depending. Okay. Twist.
So it takes a little muscle work
a
there.
little bit of muscle work.
But you're just twisting around and around.
There we go. There it
And that's
goes
it,
in.
you're done?
And we go
You're
in. But
in.
wait till you see what happens
Okay.
when we come out.
All right.
I'm going to pull it out.
Okay.
And then there's that little plug there.
Right.
So you take this, which like is the top of a pen, and you go like that. Oop, it just squirted me in the eye.
Okay.
Okay. And then you poke out your plug. Make sure you don't get squirted in the eye. That's only coconut water, which is enzyme rich,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
there
fine
you go.
anyway.
There you go.
And so then after you
Non-toxic.
rinse it off,
Right?
you go like this, and then you can go like this.
Ah,
And I'm
love
Lisa
that.
Williams of ThriveHolistic.com. Thank you. Academy. And one of the things was that I knew about living foods, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to be vegan. That's good enough. Well, it's not good enough.
Right.
And I have had a myriad of health problems, even being vegan. Being vegan, I got up to 267.5 pounds, which is even more than I was when I was
Wow.
eating, when I was a meat eater. But then eating a healthier vegan diet, I got down to 239 pounds. And so on my 43rd birthday, which was August 13th of 2009, I said, I'm going to go raw.
Wow.
And so since August 13th
August
of
13th,
2009,
okay.
now I have lost 15 pounds.
It's almost exactly a month.
Yes, almost exactly a month. I've lost 15 pounds.
Congratulations.
And thank you, and I feel great. What I noticed was that I was having a lot of mucus discharge, and especially through my nose and through my throat, that I was coughing up a lot of mucus. And I was surprised by this because I wasn't doing dairy, but I know that mucus is an anti-inflammatory response, and so I've just been able to be blowing my nose a lot more and coughing up a lot more mucus, and I'm sure I'm discharging it through my bowel, even if you can't necessarily see that. I also am sleeping a lot better.
Yay.
And having my green smoothies every morning with chia, which I think is essential because of the
Excellent.
perfect balance of omega-3 and
Yes.
omega-6. Having my green smoothies in the morning gets me through the day in a very stressful job in the medical field. This is the stem, but this is the stem that you want to take out of your garlic. It's the inner stem, and the reason you want to do this is because it is very hard to digest, and it can cause burping, a little bit of stomach irritation. So for raw foodists or people that like cooked garlic, always take out the little inner stem, and that's a little one.
And what was your method for taking it out? Can you see that?
Sure. Let me go ahead and what you can do, first of all, you want to open up your garlic clove. So you can take the back of your knife with your hand. Remember, the sharp part is away from you. We got to think of safety here. Okay? So we've already kind of crushed the garlic, helping to bring the flavor and the oil up to the surface. And then we open up our garlic clove. And you see right here the stem. Like here you can't see it. You can see that part?
Yep.
That's the part you don't want in your garlic. And so you can usually just pull it right out. Okay. And this will help with your digestibility.
That's amazing.
And I learned this from Annie Pio. So Annie Pio was the one that talked about destemming the garlic. Basically, I was able to make green smoothies for my patients in the nursing homes.
Wow.
And they loved it and asked for more. And
Incredible.
also being able to bring green smoothies to at-risk youth in the different alternative high schools that I've gone to, where these kids love raw granolas, they love kale chips, they love healthy crackers, and they really love the green smoothies.
Wow.
And originally they're like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to eat that. I'm not going to have that granola. Get out of here, girl. And then they're loving it. They're loving it, and they're healthy, and it just blesses my heart to be able to bring this, because a bag of Doritos for breakfast is not a healthy way to go, but so many kids, that is what they're having for breakfast every morning, or they're maybe having a pack of cupcakes or a candy bar, and people can really benefit from having healthy coconut water, healthy granolas, healthy snacks. You know, even though I'm 224 pounds right now, that's not going to stop me. And I realize how much easier this would be without the extra 100 pounds. But I was 267 and a half pounds in 2007. And I'm 224 now and working towards getting healthier and living a more vibrant life.
Lisa, you are an inspiration for the
Well,
Women Go
thank
Raw
you.
tour. We're really inspired by you. I just was in the kitchen with you. I ate some of your food. You do have a gift of healing to share with people, and I hope you'll continue to do it and keep us up to date on what you're up to.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much. And who knows where I'll be next time you see me. I know that I'll be healthier and happier, and I believe a few pounds less.
We're going to keep checking in on you. Much love and much success to you, Lisa. Partake.